I'm Jason Klamm, and this is the Comedy on Vinyl podcast. The year is 1962. The album is Borge's Back. The artist is Victor Borge, and my guest is Wayne Federman. Thank you for coming.
You're welcome. This is my first time here.
Yes.
First time on this podcast.
And I'm refusing to show you the office.
Right? So we're annexed out here in the living room, which is beautiful. There's a lot of holiday decorations going on.
We're clearly Jewish.
Right. Super Jewy. Super Jewy. I see Snoopy. I see.
Yeah.
All right. How long have you been married now?
2.5. Yeah, 2.5 years? Yeah, 2.5 years this month.
That's nice.
Yeah, it's good. I enjoy
Congratulations.
it.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
I'm single, so maybe I can get some dating tips from you.
Okay, sure, yeah. What do you want? What are we looking for? First of all, show the ladies your Victor Borge album. That'll be...
Yeah, they'll love that. They will love that. First, and I have to say, I kind of feel a little honored that you don't even know this album.
Yeah. No.
Now, tell me. Let's talk about comedy in general,
sure.
And then we'll get to Borge's Back.
Yeah. But I mean, it's as far as Victor Borge, though, my experience, I think, growing up was the two things I remember is seeing specials on TV. There might have been
the
like
PBS.
Time Life
They did a lot
the
of
PBS.
Yes. Yeah.
But I didn't watch them. My parents weren't watching them because my parents would have probably thought it was lame. I disagree now after listening to it. But then my best friend liked it, and much as I love my best friend, I didn't.
Wait, where did you
I didn't
grow
care.
up?
Upstate New York.
And I'm going to guess.
Okay, go ahead.
New Paltz.
No.
Further. Less
further.
Further.
It's pretty deep.
Lake George.
Mm-mm.
That further.
Mm-hmm.
Because I was a camp counselor in upstate New York.
Okay.
At Racket Lake Boys Camp. Do you know where that is? In the Adirondacks.
That is.
Do you know where Brant Lake is?
No.
Oh, wow.
See, here's the problem. Where I'm from, that part of upstate New York, not a great educational system. So my knowledge of my own geography, kind of poor. Kind of poor.
All right, tell me where you're from.
Oneonta.
Oneonta.
That's not where I'm from, though.
By the way, it's right by the Cooperstown, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I've seen the Oneonta Yankees play.
Sure.
You know, Don Mattingly, do you know that name at all?
Of course I do. Yeah, he started there, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, he did. He played...
one or two guys started.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Oh, you definitely played the Oneonta Yankees in the late 70s.
I think now they're the Tigers, officially, if I'm not mistaken.
Have a farm team there?
They've changed over to the Tigers. They're no longer the Oneonta Yankees. I think they changed to the Tigers for whatever friggin' reason.
No, guys, we've just lost a lot of our listeners who don't want to hear about sports, don't want to hear about baseball, or Mr. What's his name? Donnie Baseball. Donnie, that was his nickname. Donnie Baseball.
Yeah, see, that's now the extent of my sports knowledge anyway. So we spent it.
I also went to, I didn't get a great education. I went to a place called South Plantation High School in Florida. Mm-hmm. But I feel like I'm self-taught.
Okay.
That's
sure.
But go ahead. Let's start talking about comedy. So you're in on Oneonta.
Mm-hmm.
You're like getting a bad education, and you're listening to comedy albums.
And I'm technically not even from Oneonta, but yes, and I listened. Like I wasn't even listening to comedy albums yet, but my best friend liked.
Who's
Victor
this
Borge.
guy?
His name is Dan.
Where is he?
He right now lives in Idaho, Boise.
Would you ever think of doing like a podcast with him?
Oh, we do every week. We talk about our sketches going back to when we were 13.
Love it.
Yeah, it's the best.
Yeah,
it's so much fun talking about the garbage we made when we were kids. Oh, it's so much fun.
I like the way you diminish it, but
everyone
has to start somewhere.
I mean, it was you got to pick apart your own stuff.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You get it.
I forgot to bring you my comedy album.
Oh, speaking of like our older comedy, yeah, that's fine.
I'm gonna bring it. It's in the car.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Can I bring it in?
Yeah.
Later?
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. No, go leave now.
We'll take a break
and talk.
If you don't want it, just tell me.
I do. I've been looking forward to it.
Okay, cool.
Anyway, yes. Dan liked Victor Borge. I'm like, that sounds like old people stuff, so I didn't listen to it. I didn't bother.
It is old person stuff.
It is, but like, I don't know. There's some really good stuff on here.
Thank you.
Really good shit. I'm glad you picked it. Again, like, it's something that just would not have occurred to me to pick up, and I'm like, and I didn't know what to expect. Like,
well, it's not his first album.
Sure, no, not remotely. He had a ton
of albums.
Yeah,
in the 40s, he had those record sets. What do you call those? Like there was like 5 discs.
Yeah.
Were those 33s?
No, those were 78s.
Those are 78s.
But they were basically singles, and that's where they got the name album from.
Yeah,
I think.
yeah.
It was just
putting them together.
Yeah, exactly. I would love to have some of those.
But Borge, what's interesting about him, if you don't know anything about him.
I know very little. Denmark. That's all I can tell you.
Yeah, he's from Denmark. Although, I feel like part of this story is a little made. What's the word when they fancify a story? It's a little
apocryphal.
I don't know if apocryphal. That might be the right word.
It's probably not.
He, as legend has it, he was a child prodigy on the piano. Then found out he could be funny and started doing like these comedy films and stuff. In 1939, Hitler invades, I guess, Denmark. I'm not sure exactly. Holland. I'm not sure how it all works. And then he escapes with his wife, who's American. But supposedly he didn't speak a word of English, came to New York with $25 in his pocket, learned to speak by sitting in the movie theater and watching the same movies over and over again.
Holy shit.
That's how he learned the language. And as you'll see on this album, a lot of his stand-up comedy comes from the intricacies of the English language.
I know.
That's
what struck me. That is one of the first things that struck me.
So it's like that guy learned it at age, 30 or something like that, or 29, from just watching movies, and came up with these two classic bits that apparently he used to do at parties, and then he got on the radio. He was on the radio within 2 years of immigrating to this country and had his own radio show within 5 years. Like, that's insane he was. So he was a real interesting immigrant story, Victor Borge, and then he toured right until he died at age 90. Like, was always doing dates.
I remember that.
He's had a great expression about, these guys that grow up poor, like they have, like if you offer them money, like they want to work, they want the money, they want the money, and so he would say that if he turned down dates, it would bug him because he felt like the night's sleep in his bed was costing him money.
Right.
How crazy
fucking, oh my God, yeah.
Yeah. Not realizing, you're set, Victor, you are set. Right. But so anyway, he was a classical piano player who ended up doing stand-up comedy as well. Yeah, that's the background. What else do you know about him besides he would be for your parents?
Honestly, that's it. That and what I just heard.
Right, and also my parents had this album, so it wasn't even an album I bought. I was I was way more into like Bill Cosby, and then when Robert Klein and Pryor and Carl, all of those guys, Cheech and Chong, like what I would call kind of mid to late 70s kind of comedy. And then when I was in high school, I discovered this album, and I've always loved it. My first choice was another album, but everyone does it. What's the name of that album?
Which one? I don't remember.
Comedy -1.
Oh, sure, yeah.
Everyone does that album.
Yeah, but only this year. Only this year have we
really?
It's two.
What are the most popular albums that are done on this podcast?
Before the Cosby thing, himself would have been one that people really liked.
Which one? Oh, himself.
Bill Cosby himself. Yeah.
Now, is that the recording of the movie?
As far as I know, they're the same thing.
They are the same
thing. It is
audio
of
because Richard Pryor's album, double album called Wanted, which came out the same time as Live in Concert, basically the same material but different shows.
Slightly different? Okay, I was wondering. Okay, because I've never seen it. I've only heard it.
You've never seen it?
I've only heard it because a guest picked it. And I'm like, all right, I'll listen to it.
So all four sides of it?
Yeah.
And I know this is called Comedy on Vinyl.
Yeah.
So you only listen to it on vinyl? You don't have, because I only can give you a CD.
Right. No.
Are you going to be disappointed?
No.
Are you going to be crestfallen?
Slightly.
Okay. All right.
No.
Made a short visit to Las Vegas. I was invited out there for some negotiations about a contract. Have any of you ever been to Las Vegas? Two of you. Well, I really was amazed. This is not a commercial, of course, for Las Vegas, in spite of the fact that I have enjoyed many hours out there. Long hours. And late hours. But the service is marvelous. I didn't expect it to be like that. The first morning we were there, my wife called down and asked for room service. And a half hour later, they sent up a table and a dealer. Of course, my wife doesn't gamble, so she sent the table back.
But yeah, that's one of those things too. Is like I didn't grow up listening to Richard Pryor either.
Like, Who did you listen to?
Carlin. The first stand-up I ever really listened to was Billy Connolly.
Wow, that's all right. That's interesting.
My parents I was born in England and we lived there for a couple of years, and then so my mom was obsessed with.
Yes.
She's a bit of an Anglophile.
Yep.
And so we listened to that, and then Carlin, Cheech and Chong for sure. Cheech and Chong is how I made my best friend. Like Cheech and Chong.
Because you guys would do skits together.
Oh
as
yeah,
well.
100%.
What is your favorite one? I have a couple in my head now. There's 3 in my head that are just percolating.
Well, the one that we did most often together was Pedro Man at the Drive-In.
Yes,
every time.
Yeah. That's unbelievable.
It's a 2-guy thing. Like you can play it like
it's unbelievable.
It's brilliant, and it's so brilliantly produced. And I will never get the producer on my podcast because he's produced a million other things that like musically are like. Perfect. And
tell me.
Lou Adler. Lou Adler.
Oh, Lou Adler.
Yeah.
From the Laker games.
Yeah, there you go.
You don't know him from the Laker games?
I
He's
don't.
the guy that sits next to Jack Nicholson at the Laker games.
That's what I figured, yeah.
So Lou Adler was the producer of those?
Yes.
Okay.
I want a breakdown of how those were made, but I don't think he'll ever do it.
Why not?
Well, he's one of those guys whose agent, who's probably well-meaning, is just like, it's just hard to get through.
But he's kind of semi-retired now.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, wow.
Even though I just interviewed the guy with no problems, the guy who produced every Monty Python album except for the first 2.
Right.
He talked to me over Skype.
I feel like no one wants to talk to Lou Adler about that. They want to talk to him about the mamas and papas and things like that. Yeah.
We just watched The Wrecking Crew, and he's one of the best interviews
he's all over The Wrecking Crew.
Yeah, and I loved it. And I'm like, fuck, and all it's doing is eating at me that I can't interview the guy.
I think that's doable. Don't give up on that.
I won't. It's just got to be like...
Don't give up on that.
I got to do it the right way. I got to meet somebody who knows him.
Yeah, but he should... Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah, it'd be a really fun episode.
Now, I read in this book called The Last Laugh. Are you familiar with it?
I'm familiar with it, but I don't know if I've read it.
Came out in 1975. Phil Berger wrote it. In that book, they claim Cheech and Chong lifted a lot of material from... It was one of those, either the Credibility Gap or Ace Trucking Company or one of those 70s. Yeah, and they kind of copped to it.
Yeah?
In the book.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Fuck, I've got to read that.
Yeah.
I had no idea.
So, they were great. Okay, so here's my other Cheech and Chong bits I love. Obviously, Basketball Jones, because I play basketball. Sister Mary
Elephant?
Yes.
Yes, of course.
It's crazy.
It's fucking amazing. Yeah.
Amazing. And also the drug dealer at the door. What is that called?
What is it actually called?
What
Everybody calls it Days Not Here, but I don't know what it's
Not
actually.
Here, right?
I don't know what it's really called. I'm sure there's another name for it, but yeah, I fucking love that.
Those are just off the top of my head.
Yeah.
And the one obviously in the trunk of the car going to the drive-in. Yeah.
It's brilliant.
That's I'm trying to those still stick with me. Yeah. Okay. So you're listening to those.
Yes.
You're listening to Carlin, you said?
Yeah, Carlin. A lot of Carlin.
Which Carlins?
Class Clown. That's it. That's all my mom had.
Class Clown.
Yeah. So I listened to that over and over again.
There's some dirty words on Class Clown, right?
Yeah. That's why I loved it. That's why my mom wanted me to listen to it. She was cool.
Really?
Yeah. That and the Smothers Brothers. That's kind of the opposite.
Oh, which one? The Live at the Purple Onion?
Live at the Purple Onion is the one that I think she had.
Because I had a big comedy record collection as a kid, so I know most of these.
Yeah. Live at the Purple Onion was the one I listened to mostly.
And what track do you like on that?
Oh, that's almost impossible. Except for, I think it's Dance Boatman Dance. I think is the one that probably sticks in my head the most. Is
that the one where he goes, take it? No.
No, I think that might be Boil That Cabbage Down.
Yes.
I think maybe. I could be wrong. It's been a while since I've listened because I don't listen to stuff enough anymore.
You're right.
No, but that one I really like the joke because they're being facetious. Yeah. They're saying they're being dirty but not being dirty, and I loved that. I'm like, oh, that's so fucking great.
And it's always interesting that Tommy is older than Dickie.
That's weird.
And Dickie's the authority figure in the
so
comic.
Weird. That's very strange.
Weird.
It is. It's unusual.
It's unusual.
Yeah,
it's unusual. Love those. Had a bunch of their albums.
Mm-hmm. Have you met any of these comedy heroes though? I'm curious.
I got Victor Borge's autograph when I was a kid.
That's great.
I don't think I've met the Smothers Brothers.
Mm-hmm.
I talked to Carlin, met him twice in my life.
Oh my God.
Saw him do stand up a number of times.
Jesus Christ. I'm so jealous. I didn't even get to see that.
Oh, I saw. This was the thing when I started out.
Mm-hmm.
I made it a point. I passed at the comic strip in 1982.
Mm-hmm.
But I really made it a point, even before then, to see as many, especially the older comedians. So I saw George Burns do stand up.
Shit.
I saw Johnny Carson do stand up an hour. Yep.
Oh my God.
I saw in person Steve Martin do stand-up, which he ended in, 81 or 2?
Right. Yeah.
And then never saw Albert Brooks, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Never saw Freddie Prinze. I could have, but I didn't.
Shit.
Edgar Bergen and Charlie McCarthy.
What?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Holy crap.
They were dead in 78. So
Yeah.
So I saw him.
They both
George
died.
Jessel. No, Charlie McCarthy still got George Jessel. Do you even know
George Jessel
Yeah.
live?
So, yeah.
Doing what? His just
he was part of. There was this crazy show. This you could do a podcast about.
Mm-hmm.
Could do some research on it. Called Roy Radin. Remember the name Roy Radin, Radin, vaudeville vaudeville tour, and it had different cast members in different cities. And it was basically a scam because they had this show. They do it at a big theater, and then they would sell ads. They would make it like a benefit for the policemen's union.
Okay.
But it really wasn't.
Right.
Anyway, Roy Radin ends up getting killed by the mafia. Killed, murdered.
Holy shit.
Yeah. So we don't know exactly who he double-crossed. So on one of the Roy Radin vaudeville show was Milton Berle hosting it, Donald O'Connor, the Harmonocrats, and George Jessel coming out and did 15-minute comedy thing, and then sang some patriotic song, and then did a poem, and
but his old shticky.
Well, he used to, I don't really know what his act was.
I don't know that much. I only know one joke he ever did, and it's via Billy West doing him. So it's the only one I know. So I don't know it first person at all.
Yeah, I mean everyone knows the voice of George Jessel. Everyone, that voice still lives in cartoons and stuff. But he had a comedy routine he used to do where he would, in the style of later made famous by why am I blanking on his name on the telephone? Bob Newhart and Shelley Berman.
Sure. Okay.
Where he would talk you would just hear half the conversation.
Yeah.
And it was like, "Hello, Mom, it's me."
Yeah.
Georgie, from the Czech every week.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
So he did one of he did one of those in the 20s, and then he was a Broadway guy. So he did a little of the telephone and a little of it was kind of like his greatest hits.
Yeah.
I think he sang a Jolson song.
Right.
Because he loved Al Jolson.
Sure.
And that was his.
Wait, when is this? Late 70s?
This is 76,
okay.
77. 77. Excuse me. 77.
That makes sense for the vaudeville resurgence thing.
No, he was just trying to. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it didn't work.
That's so funny though.
But I was a huge Milton Berle fan.
So
that made me really want to see Berle live, and so so I had seen Berle live before that. Anyway. But yeah, so I saw a lot of those comedians. It was fun.
That's amazing. So when did you first see Borge live then?
I saw Borge live when I was still in high school in '76.
Okay.
Yeah, at I want to say the War Memorial Auditorium. There was these things.
Yeah.
I don't even know if they still exist. It was a war memorial for, I guess, World War I or World War II.
Sure.
I'm not sure. And he came there, and it was great. It was phenomenal.
Yeah. Did he do kind of the same stuff? Or
well,
I was curious.
I'm a big fan of his because I do play piano in my act now.
Mm-hmm.
He had about when it's about 3 hours of material that he would cycle through.
Okay.
That's not true. But yeah, I'd say about 3 hours and that he developed. But his main stuff that he developed were right from the beginning. The inflationary language, which he does on the album.
Sure.
And there was another thing called phonetic punctuation. Do you know that bit at all?
Yes. Yeah.
Where
that was the thing I was always familiar with.
Yeah. That he was famous. I always thought inflationary language was so much better.
I think so. Yeah.
Than phonetic punctuation. But he would do, he would just do every joke about the music. There used to be just one white key, and then a guy came along and invented the. I can't remember what the joke is. He invented the slats or something like that, and it was just great.
Donkey Serenade. Madam? Will you repeat that, please?
Titwillow by Gilbert and Sullivan.
Titwillow. Could you tell me, madam, how do you spell willow? If somebody should find my notes after the performance, might never come back in here again. All right.
There was another joke I used to do. The Steinway Piano Company would like me to announce that I will be playing a Baldwin piano, like that kind of. So it was all gentle.
Yeah.
It was never dirty, and I don't know. I just loved it. And also what he cracked, as I got older, and like, what did this guy do that was so great? Is like classical music, and is also formal. Mm-hmm. Like usually there's a guy in a tux playing it or something like that. So so that it was much easier to kind of like put a pin, pop that balloon time and time again with the formality and falling off the stool and stuff like that.
Right.
But yeah. So anyway, that's how and he's still an influence to this day.
It's just not something I hear. It's
Victor
the first time
Borge.
anybody's ever brought it up.
Yeah.
And that's why I think and honestly, like if my first thing were not to see anything where there's ever been a piano on stage with you,
Right.
I wouldn't necessarily assume you liked Victor Borge. You shouldn't, but I shouldn't assume what your influences are.
Right,
But
right.
It is shocking.
But also there's a little bit of, to a lesser extent, and I never saw him perform, obviously, is Chico Marx, or Chico Marx is actually how I pronounce it. Like, in fact, I put up a instructional video on YouTube that has over 100,000 hits now on how to play piano in the style of Chico Marx.
That's awesome.
With the shooting of the keys. I
Yeah,
don't know if
yeah.
you even know what I'm talking
No, of
about.
course. Are you kidding?
Yeah, so...
That's fantastic.
Yeah, so I've always liked music, and as you'll see when you listen to my comedy album, I used to play electric ukulele. Like, that
Awesome.
was my thing, and then I've since switched over to piano. This is boring, but
No.
keep going.
No. How many comics can say, first of all, that I have the kind of compendium that you're releasing, but that also I used to play electric ukulele, and now I'm playing piano.
Playing piano.
Yeah, no, there's not a lot of people who
Yeah,
can say
I just did it on The Tonight Show, and that was the first time I'd ever done a late-night set using the piano, and that was thrilling.
Yeah?
Oh, my God.
So good.
Thrilling. Thank you.
I like, there's this thing, listening to this, that I'm really kind of upset that I didn't listen to this kind of stuff as a kid, because his jokes are like super nerd jokes. Like they're really just like picking apart language in this way where I'm like, oh, I would have loved this shit.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And some of his jokes are more clever than like funny.
Yeah, absolutely.
But the crowd, I don't know. This album has been released a couple times under different titles.
Okay, that makes sense.
So it's also Borge is Back and Great Moments in Comedy, and another one called like the Borgian Effect or something like that.
Yeah.
And but I think it's recorded in Buffalo. Like, because he mentions Buffalo.
Yeah, he
couple
does. So
times.
it's got to be, I would hope.
But
Columbia,
it might have been a compilation of a number of stops. Who knows?
Yeah.
And then it was at MGM that it was only did one album with those guys because it was on Columbia.
Okay.
And then it was on it's just weird.
The number of albums they listed on Wikipedia were too many to count. There were 30 some or something like that.
Well, yeah,
Some
everyone
ridiculous
thinks
amount.
that the comedy album started with Mort Saul in 1958.
Right.
You had comedy albums in 1946,
Of course.
40, maybe even 45.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Most of them
before there were long playing albums.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it was, that was back, that's kind of what, iTunes is kind of now sort of, is like, if you want the whole thing, you can get it.
Yeah,
But, it's very similar.
Yeah, he has a. I don't know if you know this about Borge, but if you read his Wikipedia, you do that he holds the record for the longest running one-man show in the history of Broadway.
Yeah.
That's pretty great.
Yeah.
It's pretty great.
There is, so he does a bit. I don't know if you want it's if I say track by track, they're so generically named these
Right,
tracks,
right,
it's
right.
impossible. So
Yeah.
I think we should just go over bits, like your favorite bits. But there's
my favorite. I'll tell you my favorite bit. My
Yes,
favorite
please
bit
do.
is the inflationary language. So
Okay.
it was the first time I heard it. Mm-hmm. I actually have somebody gave me one of his old '78 albums.
Awesome.
I haven't heard it yet because I don't have a '78 record player anymore. I assume you do.
I wish. I
You
need
don't.
one.
Yeah. So I want to hear what that bit sounded like. Now, are you familiar with the inflationary language? The bit here's I can almost I almost have it memorized. This is how he goes. It's something to the effect of, there's a lot of inflation where everything keeps going up. What if that was applied to language? Like, because there's certain words that have numbers in them, like before, create, and so on and so forth. And what if you added 1 to each of these? Before would become a 5, create would become cre9, and so on and so forth.
Mm-hmm.
So that's and then it would just read the story. There was, twice upon a time there was a young lieutenant in the Army Air Fives named Bob. So it's like a very fun, great little thing, who lived in sunny California with his sister Anna. They've been very yeah. So that's basically the idea of the bit.
Mm-hmm.
So I'd always loved that bit. I just thought it was precise, and there's he really gets into some great little turns in it.
And there are 2 parts in it too where
Tell
he
me.
quote unquote makes a mistake, and I'm sure those are planned.
Oh yeah.
I love it.
yeah.
I think it's perfect because it's that helps that bit play off is totally not improvised but unrehearsed. It's so great. And 2 dumb mistakes too. He's like, oh, I mean blah 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 blah. I don't remember what they are, but it's fantastic.
Yeah. Like he's doing the math right then, as opposed to having the whole thing written out that he's been doing on the radio. He did it on the radio in 1946.
Uh-huh.
I'm sure by 1962 or 61 when this came out. So that's my favorite. And had you ever heard that before?
Not that one. Only the punctuation thing. I really expected something, but I don't know how it would translate.
Yeah, phonetic punctuation is the
Yeah.
other one. So what'd you think? You liked it. You thought it was nerdy. Okay.
Yeah. And I mean, that's just it. It's that's the kind of thing that I was trying to figure out about language as a kid anyway. And
Right.
when I was studying comedy and thought I knew what I was talking about, that's the kind of shit I would have eaten up.
Another thing he did that when I saw him live, and he also does on this album, which is great, his concerts start 8 o'clock. At 8, he walks out. And let me tell you why. Because he likes to make fun of people showing up late.
It's perfect.
And it's on that album.
Yes.
A lot of it, making fun. Or, are you here? Are you late for the early show? Or are you early for the late show? Like that, just very gentle. But he gets a lot of mileage out of that. Because he's usually playing in these theaters as opposed to clubs.
Yeah.
So there's always people having to get up and walk down, that to walk down to get to your seat, and people have to stand up. So I remember he got a lot. It was always oh, that's interesting. He wants that to happen. So you'll see at the beginning of it, he has a lot of bits about that.
Yeah.
My second favorite thing he does, and I've never heard it on any other album of all the Victor Borge albums I have, and I may have 6. He goes, guys, before the show tonight, somebody came up to me and said, I used to take piano lessons with you. And I was like, what? I go, I don't remember. I mean, I've had so many students over the years. And then and I didn't even recognize him. And he talks about how charmed he is that he would come to the show. And he goes, would you come up on stage and play something? So the guy goes up. He goes, I don't even recognize you. It's so great. And then he plays Blue Danube, I think how you pronounce it. And, of course, plays it wrong just enough. And then he plays it. But Borge's timing is so great. He's just waits. He goes, oh, yeah, that's him. That's him. It's so beautiful. It's really beautiful. So I love that bit. Just a whole setup thing with somebody else in there. I thought that was great. And there's also just classical music he plays on this album.
Right.
There's a lot of, no comedy, straight
Sure.
on. He has another guy he does a duet with and things like that. So so that's interesting as well. I would never do that because I'm not as accomplished a piano player as he is. But I thought that was interesting that he would do that. But I was oh, that's him. And I don't want to give it's weird talking about the bits.
I know.
But I think overall thematically, just as a comedian listening to him is I just feel his timing was impeccable.
Yeah.
he's someone that never rushed anything. Like there's long pauses. And somebody once said, like, that's the key to comedy, is to be able to live in those pauses without panicking.
Yeah, right.
And it's you do comedy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, like it's somebody who does comedy. It's like it's terrifying when there's pause, when there's silence.
Yeah.
It's terrifying, and he I think he really embraced it. And I wish I could be a little more like that. He's never pushing. He's never doing anything like that. So it's those are my two favorite bits on Borge's back.
In that bit in particular, right before he sets it up, he talks about
what does he say?
Coming into the country and how he was like penniless and
I
almost starved.
Play a number, please. Yes. And then if you can wait, I'd like to see you in the intermission. Don't recognize him at all. He was a kid. 18 years. Marvelous. That's him. Don't be nervous, George. Nobody's ever going to ask you again. Better. Pearls? That was the oyster itself. Play like a man, George. Play like another man. Thank you very much. Oh, I thought it was over. It is. Gee, how I wish I had starved.
In 2012, Stolen Dress Entertainment brought you the feature-length mockumentary Looking Forward, the story of one 24-year-old man's presidential campaign, 12 years in advance of eligibility, and 16 years in advance of a good slogan. Now, in 2016, in anticipation of an historic election season, Stolen Dress Entertainment brings you the sequel, Looking Forward, 2016. For the next 9 months, 14 of the story's central characters will present video blogs, bringing you their side of the story. On the day following the election in November, the strangest, most unorthodox film sequel in history will be completed. Visit lookingforwardmovie.com to see every video as it is posted and to watch the original film for free. Subscribe to the channels you like, retweet the characters, and share your thoughts on the Looking Forward page on Facebook. Looking Forward 2016. One campaign in pieces. And then right after this guy starts playing poorly, he's like, "Oh, how I wish I'd starved." And I thought that was really dark
I don't even
and great.
remember that line.
It's such a great line. I'm like, that's brilliant. Like, it's so silly, but it's like it's dark, and it's like, oh, that's good. He just, I love it very much.
Right.
And I didn't expect. That was the other thing too. Is like, I'm like, okay, what is going to happen? What is this guy going to do? Does it start with music first? But no, there's two introductions because it sounds like he's going to sit down, and he doesn't.
Right. That's
all crowd work.
Yes, it's crowd work. Yeah.
And I didn't expect that.
Yeah, what did you think of his crowd work? Because he doesn't say, what do you do for a living or anything like that.
Well, he plays this like gentle grandpa type who's also got like, it's not insult comic,
right?
But there's definitely, he can poke a little bit.
Right. That's true because the guy, don't they do the joke about, what do you do? I'm trying to fix the parking situation.
Yes, right, exactly. Yeah.
But that's to the kid, okay.
It is, so that was the other thing.
I should have listened to this album last week. I've not listened to this album long, but it's still very fresh in my mind.
There's a lot of setup about the parking, which the audience is eating up, so I just
Right, so he's doing local stuff.
Yeah, it's perfect.
Yeah,
I don't know where the planning comes from to get this guy who, by the way, pulls it off, because I'm like, I know there's a bit coming, but I'm like, all right, I want to listen. He's a good actor, like the guy who's subtle.
Right.
He's this far away from the mic, so he's okay, what the hell's going on? But yeah, it's perfect setup. It's really good stuff.
It's so beautiful. It was just like, and the first time I heard it, it blew my mind.
Mm-hmm.
I was just like, oh, that's, first of all, it's funny he's playing a bad, and then, oh, that's it. Like, I don't know. Also, I like those kind of bits. So, he does a lot of crowd work. It seems like he's going to play the piano. That's another thing I kind of do with him, which is I'll start and stop. That's totally stolen from him.
Yeah, well,
Totally.
it's perfect.
Yeah.
It's a timing thing. You talk about the sort of the living in the pauses thing. I was thinking about this the other day because I am playing a part that Bob Newhart played first on stage twice this month, and I am so afraid to do those pauses every time.
Really?
And I
What do you
don't
mean?
get a reaction.
Tell me about it.
Don't get a reaction, and so at least I don't think I'm getting the reaction. We're just doing Elf, right? It's not. It's not his greatest work ever, but he's great in it. And just doing a pause and playing with a pause and trying to imitate Bob Newhart, you're like, why is this not getting the laughs it gets? And like, oh no, you have to build and build and build. And you do, like you said, you have to be so relaxed in that moment that
it's really hard.
You can't trust it. It's really hard to trust your instincts. And
it's really hard.
I didn't.
Yeah. Oh, you didn't. So wait, they're doing a live read of Elf or recreation?
Yeah, every month I do a show called A Drinking Game where the audience drinks, the cast drinks. It's a stage reading. We dress up. Usually 80s or 90s movies, but we're doing Elf because it's Christmas time.
Right.
And
one of the great.
I thought it was going to be James Caan, but they gave me Newhart.
What are your favorite Christmas movies? Just as a little...
honestly, A Christmas Story is probably my favorite.
The Christmas Story.
It makes me so happy.
I know.
Every time. Even though I did watch it like 12 times.
What's the name of the guy that the radio guy who wrote that?
Gene Shepard.
Gene Shepard. Did you ever listen?
No, I've wanted to buy his albums because he's got a couple albums out.
Are they from the radio show? Or
I think
are they
so.
separate things?
I think so. I don't know. That's just it. I want to buy them to find out what the fuck is on them. Because
that guy was a genius, supposedly, on the radio.
Apparently,
I never heard. I'm not from New York, so I didn't know any of that stuff. But he's like 60s and 70s, right? I think he's a little before.
I think
I would even be listening.
That
to
album
something.
that I saw was from the 60s, so yeah. But apparently a real crank in real life. But like,
not
a bad guy, but a real crank.
Yeah. Gene Shepard. Yeah. Is he still alive? No. Okay.
I think he passed in the 90s, probably.
Okay. But he was like a forerunner of that kind of like creating theater in the radio by himself in a studio, right?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. I mean, in that like kind of like...
Does he do the narration of the movie? Mm-hmm. He does.
Yeah, and he's in the movie very briefly.
As what?
He plays just one of the dads who tells Ralphie to get back in line.
Oh, okay.
And you would think you would notice, but you somehow don't notice. It's the exact same voice. He's not doing a voice, but it's somehow you don't notice.
Oh, that's weird.
Yeah.
That's weird. So, A Christmas Story.
Christmas Story is my favorite Christmas movie.
Mine would be, well, I don't know if I have a favorite, but off the top of my head, and I don't know if you count... you count Die Hard as a Christmas movie?
I love that movie very much, but I do get tired of people calling it a Christmas movie.
What about Lethal Weapon? You call that a Christmas movie?
I haven't seen Lethal Weapon in a long time. I've forgotten there's even Christmas involved.
Starts out with the Christmas song.
I don't like Mel Gibson.
You don't like Mel Gibson?
He's from my hometown, Lawrence, New York.
Lawrence?
Yes.
Right next to Oneonta?
Yeah, that's where I'm actually from.
Yeah, okay.
And I've been vying for least racist filmmaker from Lawrence, New York for a while. So I'm just trying to compete with him. Because I'm not racist at all.
Braveheart?
Oh, Braveheart's great.
So you don't like anything post the arrest?
No, I don't. I don't. His art's fine. It's not like he's Bill Cosby.
You ever see his
asshole.
Hamlet? You ever see his Hamlet?
No,
it's very good.
That sounds weird.
It's very good.
Really?
Yeah.
Like acted well and everything.
Yes.
I mean, it's one thing to act like you just got drawn and quartered or
I
gutted
understand.
or whatever, but
I
like
understand freedom. I know. I
know.
He's quite good. Quite good. It's not. I mean, it's a bit of Hamlet's greatest hits. It's very condensed.
Yeah.
But I thought he did a good job.
All right.
I'm going on a podcast. This is forever.
Mm-hmm.
I'm on. What am I on? A card? Where's this recorded?
Yeah, there's
to?
a card on there. There's tape. There's a reel-to-reel in there.
No, there isn't. There's a card.
Tiny reel-to-reel.
There's a card. Here's something that blew my mind.
Yes.
That an empty SD card is that's what's in there.
Mm-hmm.
How much does that hold?
I think it's an 8 gig.
8 gig.
Yeah.
That an empty SD card
Mm-hmm.
weighs the same as completely filled with information.
That is interesting.
That is interesting. I'm sorry.
In your brain, you would think.
You would think.
So,
I think so. I think that there might be because it moves around. I don't think like full.
Yeah.
Like you could load it up with movies.
I know.
Or
I don't understand how electricity writes a thing to a thing. I've never understood it. Dan could
pretty
explain.
amazing.
We should have Dan on the pod on this.
Yeah. Sorry to go off.
No, it's fine.
Okay, other
Yes.
Christmas movies that aren't those two. Obviously, It's a Wonderful Life.
Sure.
I love.
Yeah, it's a great movie.
And
I had to rediscover that movie, but I love it.
You did?
Yeah. I hated it as a kid because my mom hated it. And then
Your mom hated it?
my mom doesn't
the
like
deal with it?
schmaltzy,
She
schlocky
likes
stuff.
Dirty language and English people?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that gives you a real good picture of who she is, actually. That's a perfect picture of my mother. Yeah, absolutely.
That's hilarious. All
Yeah.
right. I'm trying to think who would be like perfect, like right in her wheelhouse. Like,
I've got an album of dirty Cockney songs.
Yeah,
Probably
yeah.
she'd like. I haven't listened to it yet, but I'm sure it's great.
okay. So where were? Oh, yeah. I guess It's a Wonderful Life might be my favorite. Oh, I actually like the Santa Claus. I know that
it's not a bad movie.
You like Elf better.
I don't know. I don't know about that. I grew up with the Santa Claus. I'd have to rewatch it to see if I still like it.
Okay.
It's one of those things where I was like
Yeah.
14 when it came out. It might not be good.
Of course.
Yeah.
All right. Sorry to get
Derail
off
us
of Victor Borge. I could talk about Borge all night. I was just trying to, for people who don't know who he is, are probably bored of us talking about this guy.
No. People will like it. Actually, while we're saying he's not dirty, also one of my favorite jokes on it is so stupid. A lady in the audience, he's taking requests.
Right.
And a lady says, Titwillow, and this, by the way, how she says it, Titwillow by, not Rogers and Hammerstein and the English guys. My brain is so fucked right now. Either way, Titwillow.
Right.
And then he's writing it down. He says, how do you spell willow? And that is just a
That's
great beat.
great.
It's such a great beat. It's so dumb.
Yeah.
So dumb. And then he actually goes off on it a couple more
He
times.
does?
It's a couple more. Yeah, and I don't remember what they are, but it's
I have to
fantastic.
re-listen to all his work. Yeah. He used to do a thing where he would give sheet music to the people in the audience.
Mm-hmm.
And then, because he would walk out and he goes, does anyone like classical music? And people would applaud, and he'd like hand out music to people. Just so silly. And then he would there was one part where he would rip up some music and then get it back and then play the song but couldn't finish it and then got the music back from the person and he would cut up the music and play it. It was just,
That's
he was
awesome.
so creative,
Yeah.
very creative with that piano and yeah, he was just, I love that dude. I loved him.
It's just weird to me, though, that he turned...
And he's never considered, whenever I see a list of the great stand-ups,
Right.
it's totally forgotten.
Sure.
Does comedy from 1940 in America from the mid 40s on radio until the late 90s?
I think so, yeah.
Or maybe even early 2000s.
Right.
That's a really 60 years.
It's crazy.
Specials thing.
Mm-hmm.
Never. Is it because he plays piano?
I think so. Yeah. And because it's kind of part of his thing. Like, I was thinking about it. I would classify it as stand-up, at least from a comedy perspective. But some people might think, oh, it's variety, which I get, because comedy could be variety then, though. So comedy, it's still
What about
comedy.
Steve Martin? He
Yeah.
played a banjo.
Exactly right. And he played it very well for a couple. You know what I mean? It's, I don't know. Yes, I think you're exactly right, because he takes a couple breaks to play straight music.
And that changes that he's not doing just a stand-up concert.
I guess. To me, I'm fine with it, but I guess maybe some people don't think about it. But if there's that good a comedy in it that is competitive with anything at the time, it's reasonable to go back.
He was on Broadway for...
Exactly.
Jackie Mason was on Broadway.
Yeah.
He didn't run for 500 performances.
Right.
Habanera. And then the next one was the Willow by How does it go? I meant the music. I mean the melody, not the words. I knew the words. I got it. Is that the one? Sorry, I don't know that one. All right. ASS. Oh, Donkey Serenade. Begin.
That's my take on Borg. So anyway, this album Borg is Back. For some reason, my parents had it, and that's how I discovered it. It wasn't my first as a kid. There was also I don't know how nerdy you are. There was also a Warner Brothers Looney Tunes album I used to listen to as a kid. That was I think also 78s where you would
That's
I'm hunting
so
for a
good.
wabbit. You know what I mean?
That's awesome.
Yeah. I'll try to find out the name of that thing. And But the comedy albums when I was a kid were, again, like Cosby. My parents had Nichols and May. I don't think a 2,000-year-old man, obviously.
Sure.
And then the ones I got into, which were the young comedians.
It's just funny that them and Borge, though. Like, that Borge is
I know.
is the other one.
I'm into it. I was into radio. I was really into radio.
That's good.
Like Jack Benny.
Sure.
And there was a guy, Fred Allen, from Boston, who was incredible. And, I just really, and obviously Bergen and McCarthy, because I did ventriloquism in high school, I know.
That's awesome. It's so good. I love it.
Humiliating, but
Oh, yeah,
true.
of course.
Humiliating, but true. True. So I guess I was kind of influenced by, like, the end. Now that I'm just talking to you about it, and I know we have to wrap up soon.
Yeah, we got time.
Like, I think it was influenced by, like, the end of, like, that radio era.
Mm-hmm.
And to an extent, the vaudeville era, the big stars that made it through, like, right at the end.
Mm-hmm.
Like, the big vaudeville stars were all dead
Sure.
by the time I was around.
Yeah.
But Burl, like, got in right at the end of vaudeville, right
Mhm.
before he became nightclubs and all of that stuff. So I think I was, like, influenced by those guys. And then, of course, as we said, Cheech and Chong.
Yeah. That's a really good combination to have, though. Like, because
I think it has that, just as I've reflected, this album that I'll give you, which is like a compilation of my career. I'm just like, because I never really even gave it any thought.
Mhm.
I was always just like, oh, what's the next joke? What do I do? You know?
Yeah.
But it's like stepping back. I don't know. I feel like I'm talking to myself about myself too much.
No, this is about, usually.
Okay.
Episode 1's more about the guest, usually.
Oh, what does that mean, episode? Are we going to do more than one?
If you want to do more than one. You
No,
don't have to do another
this
one.
is it.
Okay,
This
understandable.
I'm kidding. I'll be happy to do whatever you want.
Have you met other people in comedy, though, who know Victor Borge or into Victor Borge? I'm curious, because it seems like people would be too cool for school to listen, like I was when I was 15.
I don't know. I know what you're saying, that he's like a comedian for your parents.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I get that. I get that. There's nothing edgy about the guy.
Sure. Except for Titwillow. Titwillow's pretty good.
Right.
Solid joke. It's a solid joke.
Willow. I don't know. Not many. No, but like comedians I meet now, like Pete Holmes is their idol.
Right.
You know, so it's
Sure.
like, I don't even know how to. Not that I love Pete Holmes.
Sure. No, of
but
course.
I'm just saying,
But I know
like,
what you're saying.
So I'm like, I feel like I'm 5 generations away from, you know,
Mhm.
what they would even know about as comedy.
Right.
Now, did you read Cliff Nesteroff's book by any chance?
Not yet. He did the show as he was writing it, so I don't have
really?
I just need to finagle a way to get a free copy, and then
You
once
should
that
get
happens, I'll read it.
Yeah, get a free copy, because that book is great.
That's what I hear.
It is incredible.
Yeah.
And he really does a great job of drawing the lines of influences back from Frank Fay to
Sure.
this, the Burl to Hope to
Mhm.
Lenny Bruce to Louis C. I mean, it's just great.
Yeah.
It's really fun.
That's awesome. No, I do want to read his book. I got to have him back on the show. Have him,
What did he talk about?
He talked about Dick Davey, who
Yes, I
had
know who that
only
is.
seen the albums, never heard any of them at all.
I've never heard of Dick Davey. Joke.
Yeah. Yeah. He's great.
I thought I knew. Like,
Yeah, he's one of those guys, too, that, like...
But Dick Davey was the white guy that did the Black Rooms, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I know.
And it's great stuff. And, like, what was funny, too, is he really possessed me to, like, the next week I was trying to find him because Cliff couldn't find him. And I was just researching, like, how the fuck can I was calling people in New York and, like, trying to see what I could find out.
And you know Jeff Abraham, right?
Yeah, I do.
Right, yeah,
I do.
yeah.
He just did the show. We just finally aired his most recent episode last week, which was... got us. We dropped a Bob Newhart track that nobody had heard in 50
right,
years.
I heard about that. Yeah,
which got one outlet interested. Fuck you, fuck you, internet. Sorry, I feel like it's a little more. I didn't do the legwork to get people to listen to it. I guess it's my fault. Blame me.
Well,
Jeff Abraham's awesome though.
Yeah. He has his. In fact, I gave a lot of my comedy records to him. To that collection. Yeah,
that collection's upsetting. It's
do you know anything about this? This is the most.
She does, yeah.
Yeah.
His archive is gigantic.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
Any other questions about Borge, or comedy, or Wayne, or my album, or not my album, or music, or growing up in Florida?
Sure. Tell me something about Florida.
Studying acting with Stella Adler.
Did you?
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Who was just talking about? We were talking about Stella Adler yesterday when we were interviewing Phil Proctor, but I can't remember what came up. So that's really of no interest to you,
Right?
Because I had nothing to contribute.
It was a good sidebar that went nowhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, perfect.
That's a big thing on this show.
Is it?
If it's my
the
sidebar,
dead end sidebar.
if it's my sidebar, yeah, absolutely right. No, but like, okay, so if you don't know a whole lot of comedians who like, I mean, do you give a fuck that you've got your own unique interests? Do you care if you don't relate?
care.
You know, but I mean,
But this is the thing: is I am in a way where I wasn't making fun of Pete Holmes. I was just talking generation.
No, exactly what you're saying.
But I have to say, like, as much as I love Victor Borge, like I love Bill Burr, like I love Tig, like I love I love comedy from back then to today.
Sure.
But one of the points that Cliff brought up in the book, which I think might be true, and I'd be curious what your opinion was, that his basic thing is just like comedy's generational as a rule. As a rule, what you like is going to be different than what your parents like, and what your parents like is going to be different what their parents liked, and it's going to be very hard to find even people who love Louis C.K. to love Lenny Bruce at that same level, just because it kind of changes really quickly.
Yeah, I mean, there's like, love, and appreciate, and I feel like there's a lot. You know what I mean? Like, there's a lot of old stuff that I
appreciate.
Because I love the Marx Brothers.
You do?
Yes, but there's some Marx Brothers stuff that I will appreciate because it's the Marx Brothers. Like, their later stuff is not great.
Not at all.
And it's hard. Like, I kind of like. We just did an evening with Groucho, which is good, but it's kind of hard to listen to. And it's like it's one of those, like, you're listening to an old man. Like, just getting old on stage, and it's kind of rough, but I appreciate it because it's
Marvin Hamlish was the accompanist.
Yeah, it's good, and there are a lot of great bits in it. But he's old,
right?
So they're there to appreciate this guy. So I've got to be there to kind of appreciate it, and I'm not going to disrespect Groucho Marx because I love him. But yeah, I mean, that makes sense. The generational thing makes sense, but I do go out of my way because I'm a nerd about this stuff, to try and listen to stuff with some perspective. Like, you know, like, what would a 1930s person, why is this fucking funny to somebody in the 30s? Like, there's a couple great Smothers Brothers jokes that wouldn't track today at all. Like, black is the color of my true love. My love's true hair is how they say it, and only your hairdresser knows is the punchline. You only get that if you've heard the old commercial. Right. And how I know that commercial, I have no idea. But
another one that's so interesting along those lines is George Carlin's first album. It's called Takeoffs and Put-Ons. Is like he does bits about radio shows.
Yes.
Not radio. I mean, that's how old he is. Like, then when he was a kid, he would listen to Queen for a day, and like those are all radio shows.
Yeah.
Like pre-television, like from the late 40s or something when he was, a kid. So it's like that's Carlin. I mean, he's the king of the counterculture comedians.
I know, and that's why I think it's even weirder that his leap to being counterculture worked.
I think it was the drugs. I think the drugs really helped him.
It could have been.
I actually do. I don't do drugs.
Sure.
But I really think that was like it put him in a different kind of headspace. Just like, all right, I gotta. And I've always wondered. And this, please don't. Like, how much of that transition was, organic, and how much of it was just like, oh, that's where the money's going to be. And
Sure. I know what you're saying. I mean,
like, they're not listening to big band music. They're listening to rock. They're not listening to this. The kids are kind of taking over here.
Yeah.
Suddenly my hair's long and I'm no longer wearing a suit. And
I mean, there is this story of this show that he basically walked off and said he wouldn't do it anymore. And I'm sure that was legit. But I mean, at the same time, like, you don't have to change your image necessarily. So,
but he did change his image.
For sure.
As well as
suit and all that shit. Like, even takeoffs and put-ons, I didn't know this until I met Dan Pasternak, but I had the version where it's characters of him with scraggly hair and shit. The original one's pictures of him looking more like me. In a suit in just like 20 different versions of it.
Right. So, like a photo booth.
Yeah, exactly, right. Yeah. So so they rebranded him. So,
He rebranded himself.
He did. But he kept doing it, though.
Ultimate rebrander.
He kept doing it, though, like Madonna style.
Give me his later brands.
After Hippie Guy, he became... what's that special? I think it's just a place for your stuff where he's just dude in sweater. Like, he's just like, kind of like, I'm a sweet guy, but I'm graying.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, it's fucking all in black and white ponytail and fuck everything. And it's so shocking.
I agree. I don't like that. I don't like his last, 15 years. We're 8 and 12 years.
Yeah, that's not the stuff that I'm like, and this is no disrespect.
And some people, that's their favorite
Of
stuff.
course,
him,
of course.
It's ranty. It's very like, fuck kids.
Right, yeah.
Like, that was a bit of his.
Yeah, I know.
Fuck kids.
I know.
All right, Joe.
Well, Mr. Hambro will now play a solo. I think they like my announcements. Thank you. Yes, indeed. Mr. Hambro will now exhibit his great ability right in front of you. Mr. Hambro will play some of the most famous numbers from the repertoire of the concert hall. First, Mr. Hambro will play the Rachmaninoff C-sharp minor prelude. Right. Secondly, Mr. Hambro will play, what is the other one you know? Oh yes, the hemorrhage, humoresque. Whatever he plays, they're both by Dvorak.
I do like his final album, though. Like,
You do?
Maybe it's sentimental, but like, I do think it's great, and I think the message, like, his message was always the same, but like the anger made it hard for me to listen to. So I listened through the final album, and I'm like, the message made it through more.
And what was the message of his final album?
It was still just like, be kind to everybody. It was a hippie fucking message,
Oh, it
buried
was.
in anger.
Okay.
You know, and it was like, it's shit. Is it called "It's Bad for You"? It's just like everything's bad for you. You're gonna die eventually, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So fucking, just live this life right. And it was a perfect, weirdly prescient message. But somehow it is, again, it could be sentimental reasons that I like it so much.
Right. I'll give it another try because that last I couldn't watch and
Yeah.
and I met him a couple times during that period.
Sure.
Couldn't have been nicer,
Yeah.
more non-assuming,
Sure.
supportive of me, like just like stuff I would never in a million years
It's always
think.
what
That
I've
guy who
heard.
was just on stage like, I like to watch people die in typhoons. That's fun for me. Like
Right. Like, I mean, that's the other thing, too, is like one thing I want to dig deeper on is like what the character meant. Like, because there was a character, but also like that shit was clearly building up in him, too. I
don't know. Yeah. I mean, obviously, it came from somewhere.
Yeah.
But I think it was more. I don't know. I mean, I'll figure it out one day because it's interesting. I know he didn't want to just do observational anymore.
Sure.
I think he was really tired of that stuff.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Like, yeah. Anyway, there's an exhibit at the Grammy Museum with a couple cases of Carlin stuff. Now, if you're
really?
into it. Yeah.
I should go to that.
Yeah, there's the Sinatra thing is the big one, and then
Okay.
there's a couple, and the unbelievable letter from his mom to him.
Really?
I blew my mind.
Really?
It's beyond supportive.
That's
It
awesome.
was like, you're greater than this. You can do this. You're not a
Awesome.
Rickles or a thing or a Buddy Hackett, and like. Keep doing your dream. Someday people will find out what you're like. My
Shit.
mom never talked to me like that. Never. It's crazy. So it was like, oh, he had like his mom in his corner.
Yeah.
Like she was in his corner.
Mm-hmm.
Like that was. I was shocked.
Yeah.
I was shocked.
Yeah, I mean that's the other thing. Like I that's why I never know what to make of some characters. Like
Right.
Victor.
No, you're right. He did rebrand himself a few times.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
For all we know, Victor Borge beat up cats with baseball bats, so he could have been these. I'm just gonna start the rumor here.
Oh,
I mean, that and Wayne Federman likes everything that Mel Gibson's ever done. Right?
That is
That's
not
are you on
true.
record?
that is not true, but I do feel like he gets since that incident. I
Yeah,
feel like
it's-
people forget like he's a pretty good actor.
Yeah, no, he
And
is.
director.
He is absolutely great.
Yeah.
And I love from what I remember, I like 48 Hours. 48 Hours. Christ, Lethal Weapon.
Lethal Weapon, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That one with the two guys. So
That
Do you-
one with the black guy in the white guy.
yeah. I don't see color. Do you? Okay. Do you want to talk about your album? Since it's your first album, since you've done comedy, and when did you start comedy? You said 82. earlier?
82 is when
82.
I passed the thing. But I was doing ventriloquism in high school. Does that count?
Yeah,
Starting?
I think it counts. People always, when they tell their story about how I got started in comedy, it was like I was fucking dancing on the stage in vaudeville and I was 2. Like that's fine.
Yeah, but I feel like that's a professional thing. Me doing a talent show at South Plantation High School.
I don't know.
I don't think counts as being in show business.
It's up to you. I mean,
I will not count it.
Okay,
but
do not count it.
But I've always been interested in it.
Sure. Yeah. And so 82-ish is when you feel like that's when.
Right.
Okay.
And now, like, virtually anyone in show business went to high school. Mm-hmm. Like, there was a time when I was a kid, like Sammy Davis Jr., he's like a 5th grade dropout. You know, these guys, they just they were on the road, and, like, that was their lives.
Yeah.
No protective services back then. They were just like,
right.
That's what we do. I don't really want to talk about it that much. It's a 3-CD compilation called The Chronicles of Federman. Mm-hmm. The first track is from 1984.
It's awesome.
That's my first joke. Is about the 84 Olympics. We're out here in L.A. Mm-hmm. And then the last stuff is from 2015, which is this year, almost over. Mm-hmm. And it's just bits from recordings I've archived over the years. Never thought I would ever release them ever.
Yeah.
And then had the idea. Took a couple years to kind of put it in order, and then the big thing was audio restoration, because some of those recordings had all weird sounds and all through it, and I was able to clean up all of that stuff.
That's awesome.
There's been sort of a revolution in audio restoration where it used to be $100,000 process,
right.
And now you can learn it and buy the software for like $1,000.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's a learning curve. So I learned I did it all myself.
You did it yourself? Shit. Okay.
And but I did go out to. There's a guy, I can't think of his name, unfortunately, but the guy that does it for Disney uses the same software.
Okay.
And he's their main guy. And I was like, can I get a private lesson just to see how you do it? He's like, yeah. He goes 2-hour minimum, $75 an hour. I'm like, I'm in.
All right.
So I spent $150, went out and just watched him, brought some samples. Like, how would you clean that up? What do you see?
Yeah.
Because it's all kind of seeing it as well as hearing it.
Yeah, of course.
Because it's sort of like Photoshop for audio. So you can really, like, kind of carve out these different spectrums. It's great.
Awesome.
It's great. So that's it. And then it's just, it's been out. I did The Tonight Show, as I said earlier. And it was just listed on one of the top 10 albums of the year.
That's awesome.
Paste magazine. I don't know.
That's great. This has been a weird year for multiple. You and Eugene Merman, I feel
and
like
also which made that list as well. Eugene has like
really
a 10
want that
thing.
I want that so bad.
The Eugene Merman.
Yes, it's insane. It's insane.
And then the Bill Hicks, the complete Bill Hicks is out this year.
That I didn't know.
Yeah,
that should be interesting and really
which is
upsetting
weird, which
to
is
listen
great
to.
because I opened for Bill Hicks once.
Did you?
Yeah.
Shit.
At Igby's.
That's crazy. Ugh.
Yeah. So it's like, we're competing against each other now.
He's another guy who, he never really rebranded. He was always kind of.
He was always that
Bill
guy.
fucking
Hicks.
Bill.
He was always Hicks. He was always Hicks.
That's funny.
But I remember he had a thing that we talked about, bonded over, which was he hated, and wouldn't use the word hate, but I didn't like when comedians would walk on stage and say, "How you doing?" Like he just thought that was like have an opening line.
Yeah.
And I never said "How you doing" ever to an audience because it doesn't make any sense. Like how you do, what difference does it make?
Yeah.
Like do some jokes.
Right.
Let's see how we're doing. We'll find out soon enough. And he was like, Federman, you do that thing? It's like, I hate when people, I go, yeah, I get it. I don't do it either. You always thought it like branded someone an amateur when they did that.
No.
Yeah.
That's so funny.
I know.
To have that fucking streak in you and to know what's right and wrong, like as far as you're concerned, 100% the whole time.
He was chain smoking.
Good God.
Federman. Yeah, but he was funny, dude. He was funny. His bit, my favorite bit of his, I think probably is everyone, is the one about the marketers. Do you know that bit?
Oh, yeah. That's the first thing I think of. Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's his best bit, right?
Yeah.
And also he does a bit about, and we'll close on this. This was the, what was it? Oh, it was about teaching kids about gay parents in school. Mm-hmm. And he goes, there's this book called, Bobby has, Bobby and his dad or something like that, or the two dads or something like that. And he was like, this book is just horrible. Just like, I don't know why we're exposing kids to this. This is completely wrong. However, Lisa Has Two Moms is really a fetching read. I really enjoy it. Like,
Of course. It's fucking fantastic.
It's so great.
Oh, that's so good.
Yeah, he was something else, that guy. So we're both on the charts together.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Borge is back. What's a good reason to listen to it if you've never listened to Victor Borge?
3 reasons.
All right.
3 reasons. One, you get to hear comedy done in a theater as opposed to a club.
Yeah.
So it's a different vibe. It's a different rhythm. The audience, sometimes jokes take it a little longer to land, and he allows that all to happen. 2, you get to see what I said earlier about taking time on stage, like someone who doesn't push, who does a very relaxed presentation. And 3, I guess just how amazing it is. This was a person who grew up and English wasn't his first language, and how much of his material is based on language. Even that tit joke kind of, you know what I mean? It's just like it's very precise. And obviously, if you like classical music, like you learn a little bit about Lieberstam and stuff like that. And some of his jokes are really silly. I mean, they're silly. Like, he does a joke like Mozart wrote this song in 4 flats because he moved 4 times.
Right.
When he, just silly stuff like that. It just lands really hard. And just a legendary comedian who's just, if you want to know the history of American comedy, I feel like he's a big part of it. And especially if you're into music and comedy, which is something I'm into.
Sure.
So those would be the 3 reasons.
That's perfect.
3.5.
Well, where can people find you, for one?
I'm on the Twitter, at Federman. And, and then just WayneFederman.com. I have a website, but nothing crazy. And then, that's where I have my dates and stuff like that.
Awesome.
You can contact me either way there, and we can talk comedy.
Perfect. Well, thank you for being here, number 1.
You're welcome.
Thank you for making me listen to something new. And
not the album, something, not the Beatles album.
No, not the Beatles album.
Yeah.
No,
okay, because I would have made you listen to Beatles 65 or Abbey Road would be my first 2 before something new.
I can see that.
Something new isn't even like an album.
No.
Isn't even it's just a capital.
Yeah.
Right thing. Go ahead. Sorry.
No, but thank you for coming and introducing me to this. Thank you guys for listening. And as always, have a good thing. Comedy on Vinyl is a production of Stolen Dress Entertainment. It is produced by Mike Warden and is hosted and edited by Jason Klamm. Our theme song was composed and performed by Richard Levinson. Please visit stolendress.com to listen to our other podcasts, read our blogs, read our tweets, watch our videos, and read our books. Please subscribe on iTunes, and if you like us, give us a 5-star rating and a nice review. You can find us on Facebook.com/ComedyOnVinyl, Twitter @ComedyOnVinyl, and find everything else at ComedyOnVinyl.com.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, the way we played Mozart in London. Be kind enough not to kick me, please. Particularly not in my Mozart. I mean, when we have the audience sitting so close to my piano bench, and don't take chances.